Hi, everybody. So, hi, it is after Christmas. We're here. We got cocoa.
Boxing Day.
We got ugly sweaters. Mine's supposed to say Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. And also, it lights up. So
I love it.
There's that. But I'm going to turn off for the video because that's going to be just obnoxious. So hi, everybody. Thank you for coming to our live show. It's very exciting. This is the live show for the December book of the month for the Blades Bodice Rippers book club, in a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. And hey, you might have noticed someone special is here. We have a special guest, Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany. She is the cream in our Oreo sandwich right now. The guest of honor gets to be in the mid.
Notice that we're like red, white, and blue. We are so patriotic. We're on holiday, but we're on it.
Well, it's not white. It's blush.
Blush.
But close enough. I mean,
Your flag is just dirty.
But I wore this in honor of you, Leanna, because she's been raving about these Sherpa sweaters from American Eagle, and I was like, hey, I'll get one. And I do love it. It's like wearing a blanket, and I may have ordered 2 more from their sale today. So
yeah, I have 5 currently. Great. A 6th is on the way.
They're the most comfortable thing. Like, you could live in them. It's amazing.
And I do. When you have 7, then you can literally wear them every single day of the week.
But I have like a Christmassy headband, so like there's a, I don't know, snowflakes on it.
We're working it out. Yeah. It's gonna be good. Okay. I'm just like, I can't like center myself because it's such a narrow frame. So I'm like,
yeah. I mean, you can change it.
Becoming Bethany.
You can make it squares or rectangles instead if you want to.
That's also an option. But you know what? We're just going to be in the struggle bus. It's okay.
Now we look like an album cover.
We're working it out.
I think somebody else is wearing the exact same sweater of, I don't know if it's the same one I'm wearing or somebody else's, but maybe.
Let's see. One of our sweaters matches. I'm thinking Bethany.
Probably the purple one, probably. It is very comfortable.
You're making me jealous. I'm like, you know what? I should have just worn a Sherpa sweater. Screw this. But
why not?
Also, I wear those all the time, and this is like a Christmas sweater, so once in a while.
We're still doing our Christmassy spirits. Oh. I don't mean to draw attention to it, but it surprised me.
I'm just one of those cute Puffs commercials. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
You know, that was my life for a long time. You all know of my sinus issues, so no judgment.
We're very happy that got resolved for you.
Yeah.
That was a saga. So
far, so good.
Yeah.
So anyway, we all have read this book. Mm-hmm. And let's just start off with our basic, like, how many stars did we give it? And then we will discuss. I'll start. I gave it 3.5 stars. I rounded up to 4 because 2020 is hard enough.
I think I gave it 4.5 stars.
Mm-hmm. I did not think Leanna was going to like it. Honestly, that's better than I was expecting.
It was short, so I didn't suffer for long.
I was expecting negative stars, and you would question our friendship.
Oh, no.
Like, do I need to be friends with Amanda? Do I?
TBQH, I hated Daring and the Duke way more than this. This was better.
Okay, so progress. That's all right. You seem to like strangely enough, you seem to like contemporary romance more than historical romance. So far, this book club.
Tessa Dare. Tessa Dare is.
But she's like a very modern historical.
She is a very modern writer. Yeah.
I guess I just I find romance to be quite over the top. So like, if there isn't a substantial amount of solid humor that I think is funny, I'm just gonna cringe my way through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Have you tried Courtney Milan yet, Leanna?
I don't. If Amanda hasn't made me read it, then no. I don't think so.
She might like her. Like,
maybe. I didn't Well, I didn't think it was bad. Here's the thing. Batman. Sorry, my dog's barking. So I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was well written. I get the appeal. It just wasn't like a book that I liked.
Fair.
So
I can see that. She's like totally my jam. Like I get it. I mean, she's not like for everyone, but like totally my jam for historical romance. I love her stuff.
So
and Leanna,
why do you think I would like it, and why didn't you like it?
I think it's kind of intellectual a little bit.
Yeah. Which is why I could see you maybe getting along with it. Like and I like that she writes really smart heroines and like smart
like Grace Draven.
Yeah, and the heroes are great too because they're like. I mean, it's
just descent in the ranks.
It's not fantasy, so like it's different. It depends on the book. Yeah. Like I've read a bunch of her books now. But I could see you getting along with some of her stuff. Maybe I don't know. I'd be curious to see.
Maybe. I don't know how you want to structure our conversation now about Inner Holidaze, but like if you don't start telling people what was good about it, I'm just going to start ranting. So it's up to you.
Okay. Since I'm the host, I'll start. I've been a long time Christina Lauren fan. Like I've read all of their books.
I think this is my first.
Yeah, but the thing is, their early books, they had like 2 series come out, and their early stuff, it was very spicy. Like it is smutty AF and hilarious and really, really good. Like they're so good. And then they started doing these standalones, which honestly I think are much more commercially viable. Like I think these ones sell a lot better than their super smutty books, but they're not as good as the smutty books.
Like how it's marketed. Like this doesn't look like you can bring this on the subway and not want to die of shame.
It's like the neutered version of their old books. You know what I mean? Like I see like the hints, but like their old books were like ballsy and like no pun intended, but
these have been deballed.
They've been deballed, yeah. Like one of their books it featured a whole thing about exploring a voyeurism kink in like a sex club in a rom-com. Like they were spicy. And then now they're doing like, oh, here's a jolly Christmas story. So their writing has changed. And that's okay. People grow and change over time. Writers change over time. They're doing this now. I kind of like their earlier stuff better, but that's me. This stuff I feel is just kind of like, you didn't really go for it, you know? But anyway, that's because I'm a longtime fan.
So this
you
is my
third
book from them. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I liked it a lot. But this is my third book by them. I have never read any of their earlier stuff, but also like I don't need my romance to always be spicy. Like I don't mind if it has that sometimes, but also I'm fine if it doesn't. I loved this. I had a really fun time with it. There were scenes that I really liked. I think the thing I was nervous about going in is I don't like time loop stories, and the fact that it was like this Groundhog's Day type setup made me nervous because I was like, oh shoot, is it going to be like repeating the same day over and over? This is going to drive me crazy. But thankfully, and this is like a hit or a miss depending on what you want from it, it only has like 3 repetitions. It doesn't repeat a lot of material, and pretty quickly you get into the relationship. And that was what I wanted from it. And I was happy about that. But I see some people saying they went to it because they wanted the time loop story and didn't get it and were pissed off. So like, I think it depends on like what you like about it. Yeah. I don't like time loop stories, so I was perfectly happy. I loved like all of the holiday family stuff. I really liked the tension of the sardines scene when they're like having the makeout scene when they're playing sardines before they get like interrupted by the nephew. Like I thought that was a great scene.
Many times.
I just like, I don't know. I really, really enjoyed this and had a good time with it. So yeah.
Leanna, did you like anything about it? Let's start off positive.
There were like individual moments that I did think were amusing, or like the Christopher Walken pillow. Like I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And like I liked just the setting. Like I like the idea of a place that like is this place where like your family / like family friends get together, and it's really nostalgic and it's really cozy. And like I liked how homey it felt. It wasn't like a really polished place either. Like it's like kind of breaking down, but you know, it's like because we love it and that we cook shitty food together. And like I found some of the like family traditions I just didn't buy it, but I liked the concept because I like the idea of like these kind of weird family traditions that like we all do it every year, so it seems normal, but it's like kind of your quirky own family thing. I didn't like the scavenger hunt. I was like, it's a little very excessive for like that to be a family tradition. Like I just didn't buy it that they really do that every year. Also, it sounded like a horrible time because I hate scavenger hunts, but just in concept, like
I love
that
scavenger
kind of
hunts. It's so fun. Well, okay, so we do a scavenger hunt every Christmas for the kids to find their stockings.
Well, that sounds like I believe that, but having the entire clan go out into the village to do stuff, I was like,
well, but interesting story. I heard them talk about it in a live. All of these are based on real Christmas traditions from them or their friends. So like everything in the book is based on things that families actually do. Maybe not, they don't do all of them, all one family, but like
it was a very full of activities Christmas.
I like it is so much Christmas.
I loved it. I love all the Christmas. It was so good and festive.
Wait. Sorry. This has nothing to do with anything, but wait, Bethany, what's your astrological sign again?
Taurus.
You would like Christmas stuff. It makes sense.
I love Christmas. It's like my favorite.
A homey kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Me and Leanna are both air signs. We're just like, we're over this. We're not that sentimental.
Yeah, so that's what I liked.
Yeah, that's funny. I struggled like the first year after we did Christmas with my in-laws, and it wasn't like all the traditions I was used to. Like I got over it now, like it's fine. But the first year I was like, I'm so sad. I miss all my family traditions.
To me, so my family is pretty small, and we never really do that much for Christmas because there's not that many of us, and my parents are even less into like organized activities than I am. But like my college friends and we get together. We try to every year. We started doing it in college, and we've done it almost every year since. Not this year, obviously, and like there've been a couple times when we couldn't because of like people's schedules. But one of our friends, her family owns a working cattle ranch in Northern California. So then we would all go to the ranch and like have like, it feels like a family like retreat, even though none of us are actually family, because her parents would always like cook for us, and we get to ride horses, and like her mom would always have crafts, and I would always say no thank you, and everyone else would do crafts while I would like watch Lord of the Rings. So I did feel like I was like, I've lived this. It's not with my actual family, but like it makes me think of going to the ranch.
That's funny.
It's just I just have a single mom, so just me and my mom in Los Angeles in Christmas. So it's just me doing all the cooking because she doesn't really cook.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I feel like I have a little story for Christmas. I don't really have any Christmas traditions.
So I think like it's interesting because it's probably a different experience. Whereas like I'm the oldest of 6 kids, and we had family come in for Christmas, so we like had big, eventful with lots of traditions. So this like reminded me of my childhood. Like it was fun. I was like, yeah, this is totally what my family would kind of be like in a slightly more over the top way. And we would do stuff like, let's go to a cabinet for a weekend and we're going to do all of these different activities together. Like this is totally what my family would have been like, minus like, some of the drama. So
yeah, like Greg my boyfriend Greg has a huge family, so like he gets more into Christmas than I do. I'm just feel like I'm Scrooge because I'm just like, I don't understand. I don't understand Christmas. Like,
I would like to shout out Beth in the comments, who is speaking my truths. So she can take it from here. You don't need me here.
And number 2. We'll get into this as well. Right now we're just being Christmassy. But yeah, like one year, every time I came home from work, like Greg would have set up, every time I came home from work, there was another tree in the house. And I was like, where are you getting the trees? Like every day there was another tree. And so I think Greg is the Christmas spirit around here. And I'm just like, where are the trees coming from? And I just get very confused.
Oh man.
Hold on. This one. I think they did. I agree. They dropped the time loop really quickly.
They did. I was thrilled.
Oh, see, I wanted more murder.
Well, I just feel like, I feel like if you are going to do that kind of story, then do it or don't. You know what I mean? Where like, I get that you don't like it, but then also then don't have a story. Have that.
I mean, I get it.
Leanna, we're best friends.
Yeah. Fair.
I was like, either have it like explore the time loop because that has a lot of fertile ground. Have fun with it. Like I know murder is not a fun activity, but like it could have been funny. Like explore it a bit. Let her have some like things to overcome because she only did it twice. So it's just like she didn't really have to overcome enough. So either have it just be all Christmas rom-com or have some more of the like time loop aspect thrown in because why have it if you're not going to explore it? So that was my vibe. I mean, she didn't have to get murdered like 100 times or like 1,000,000 times like Groundhog Day, but she needed more stuff to overcome, I think.
Also, it was just like, okay, I know that like you know your own flaws better than other people do, so you're going to be your own worst critic. Like like the sense I got of what the kind of person she is from her own narrative, and then to hear the love of her life be like, but you're the goodest, kindest person. I never thought I could ever have you. I could never deserve you. I was like, her? She's eight. She sees make degrees type of gal.
We just don't like know that much about her though. So I don't know. I just like stuff like that doesn't bother me. Like I'm like, it's a romance, whatever, go with it. Like it's fine. Like this is why it wasn't 5 stars for me. It's like stuff like that where I'm like, it's not perfect. 4.5.
So for me, I tend to go for the like. I honestly think one of the most romantic couples, like ships that I gush over, is Deadpool and his girl. Because like I love the like your crazy fits my crazy. Like neither of us is saying like, I'm not good enough for you or you're not good enough for me or whatever. Like it's very just like we're both a little crazy, but we're the right kind of crazy. We're our like puzzle pieces where your jagged edges fit with my jagged edges. And like, I love that. So having like romantic characters be like you were just always so good and wonderful and I could never deserve you. I'm just like either that's not true or it's boring as shit. So
fair. I think I just like, it doesn't bother me. Like, did I think this was the most romantic book I've ever read? No, but I really enjoyed it. Like it was very festive and fun and funny and like I liked it. So, like is it like a favorite? No, but like that's okay. I don't need my romance to be that all the time. I don't know.
I think I would have liked it better if I thought it was actually funny. Like I just like the humor most of the time didn't work for me. I think I could have been like, I'm having a good time with this if I thought the humor was funny and I just didn't.
That's fair.
I agree though. Like I think if I went into this just as like a Christmas romp, like it's going to be a Christmas rom-com, no other things in there. Oh man, sorry, my dog is being bonkers. If I thought it was going to be just that, I would have just like enjoyed it. It would have been cute, but it's just like when I went in expecting time loop, that's like the thing that threw me for a loop. Ha ha ha. But yeah, like I thought like a lot of like the rom-com tropiness was very sweet and cute. And I could get into it for that. Have I seen it done better? Yeah, but like it has a lot of those tropes that I think are cute. That they're fun.
Also, okay, I'm sorry. They like were secretly in love with each other for like a million years, and then like months after they start dating, he proposes. I'm sorry. That is too soon. Make it Christmas. Give it a year. Like, that is too fast.
Should I tell you how quickly I got engaged?
Bethany, I give your engagement 2 stars.
Look, I mean, we've been friends for like a year, but like we only dated for 4.5 months before we got engaged. We got married after dating for 11 months. So like, yeah, 10 years in June.
11 months is still longer than the couple of
dating and engaged. Like we were married after 11 months.
Okay.
Like we were dating for 5.5 or dating for 4.5, engaged for 4.5, and we've been married almost 10 years. So
well,
I mean,
when you know.
Yeah, I'm not engaged or married or anything, but I mean, I've been with Greg for 8 years. So I mean, like at our 6-month anniversary, I flew across the country and met his whole family. So like, I was also kind of fast tracked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of like when you know, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, also my friend got mad. Okay, sorry. A story of our relationship. So I'll admit that I spent the night on the first date, and my friend was telling me that, "Hi, babe." She just walked behind me. She was like, "Why'd you do that? He's not gonna respect you." And I was like, "It's fine. I'll marry him, okay?" And then like 8 years later, still together. So work it out. Sometimes it just works out. throw that there. Sorry, it got awkward because my boyfriend was literally here when I was telling the story.
Things can work out. It's true. That's funny though. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I feel like when you've known each other your whole lives too, like that's not that fast, you know? Like they've known each other forever. Like, I don't know. I think
that's the second part's new. Like they were already friends.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if he had proposed like right then, it would have been too fast. But like 6 months, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
At this point,
I found the characters to be so. I mean, the fact that like when they had their little misunderstanding, and he was so mad and acted like it was the ultimate betrayal, even though like they weren't like a thing, and it was like a total I was like, bro. And then he was ready to leave and forget it all, and it couldn't have been as good as I thought. And then she was like. She says she like does one thing and he's like, oh, you're right. Okay. Well, now we can be dating forever and get engaged. Like that kind of inconsistency that early on to be like, are you sure you're not going to just flip a switch immediately? This as soon as we have another misunderstanding? It was too good to be true. We can't be together ever.
But that is like classic rom-com. That happens in every rom-com. So we're just like, when are they going to break up and get back together?
Yeah. It's like one of the beats that you have to hit in a story like this.
I would have been okay with him being miffed about it, but the fact that he was just like packed up, ready to go, not even going to do Christmas anymore. Betrayal. I was like, okay.
But that's what it is. Like, that's what they do. Like, that's how I mean, yes, in real life, of course, yes, for sure. But like, that's how rom-coms go. Like, that's just like, it's the structure of it. I don't know.
I get it. Like I was expecting that to happen, so it wasn't like unusual. Yeah. And usually, sometimes the breakups are done better than others, and sometimes they're really stretching to put that tension in the relationship, and it was kind of a dumb reason. Like this one, it wasn't that good of a reason. This was a little, we're stretching it here to get that breakup in.
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean, I've never really either where we like broke up and got back together a bunch. We either just broke up or stayed together. Like I never went back and forth. I was very decisive apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in real life that's probably a good thing, but it is one of those tropey things that in this kind of a story that's what you get, and I just kind of like ignore it because I know that's part of the deal. I don't know, but it's fair in real life. Yeah.
So Leanna, should we give you some rant time? You can have 2 minutes.
I feel like I've already been ranting.
2 minutes of uninterrupted rage. I'll start a timer.
So like I knew going into it would be like, okay, there's a time loop thing, so something sets that off. Like obviously in Groundhog Day, it's because like he's kind of a bad person. So like the universe is like gonna teach him to be a better person. And so like I was wondering what the inciting reason for this time loop would be. And it was like, man, what can make me happy? And I was like, that's the reason. That a mediocre human was like, what could make me happy? Like, I'm sorry, how is the universe not stepping in and doing this to every single person on Christmas who's like, what am I doing with my life? Like, it was not like one of those things where like, like I would have really, really liked it to be a thing where like, not a car accident, where like something happens that like is somehow more than just like your average person having doubts. And then like, yeah, if you're gonna have a time loop thing, like, okay, let's do some stuff with that. Either make each day significantly different depending on what she chooses to do. And every day, like she does something and like the day goes totally different. And then she does something different and the day goes totally different. Or that she's really the kind of person that does really need to learn something, or that she's like learning new information each time she does it or something like that. Instead of just like, she does it twice, has a funny conversation with her lifelong Australian friend who's like, you know about my shrooms? And then like the love interest was like the way that she like idolized him and was like creepily kind of in love with him her whole life and was not getting over this. Like, as Beth said, that did not seem extremely healthy. And like the way that I guess it's kind of cute and romantic, but also it's just like, it seems like everybody knows about it in this family, which is also even weirder. And that like, and the fact that he also like, I'm sorry, not to generalize about men all at once, but like, if he was really interested in her, like, I really don't find it believable that one, he would never have tried to make a move because what is this? Like Jane Austen's time and like, you were, betrothed to my younger brother. So you were just not for me. Like, oh, fuck off. Like if he was into her, he would have made a move. And when she said, I'm into you, he wouldn't have been like, I must process this because the engagement that our families agreed upon was between you and my younger brother. I cannot yet tell you of my affections because this is like, he would have been like, oh yeah, all right, okay. I thought you were into my brother, but all right. No, he's just like, and then when he finds out that she drunkenly kissed his brother one time and was like, I super regretted it, and it's because I've been like super in love with you this whole time. He's like, acts like it was like the most Austen-like betrayal that your lips have touched another man's before they touched mine. No. And then the whole time, I was just like, he's not that great. She's not that great. They're both like constantly idolizing each other, which I guess you should, but it wasn't like cute. It was weird and too much. And I was like, people cannot be living up to these expectations. And then the family just like being like super in on it. And then the brother's reaction when he's just constantly like, well, you led me on. And I was just like, oh, I hate you so much. Please fuck off. Like, how did she lead you? I just hated everybody all the time. I didn't really want good things for her because I didn't think she deserved them. I was like, okay, universe, why her? Rude. Other people deserve this more. So yeah. There endeth the rant.
There you go.
Yeah. I think the one thing I would say is with the thing with his brother, I've known a lot of guys who are very sensitive about stuff like that with their siblings, because usually there's some kind of sibling rivalry thing that makes them like super sensitive to anything like that. So I found that to be pretty believable.
Mm-hmm. No, like from my perspective, like if I was the guy in this relationship, and like I don't have any siblings, so I'm like, okay, so you made out with my friend, like. Mm-hmm. I need a minute to process that, because like it would take me a minute to be like, you still made out with my friend. So,
and didn't tell me.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know about this. Let me take a minute. So I would be with him on that point. Like his reaction was just kind of a bit, I think he was wrong. He was mad for the wrong reasons in his reaction, but
it's just so weird that she's like, so I'm living a Groundhog Day thing where my day keeps repeating itself, and I drunkenly kissed out or made out with your younger brother. And his takeaway from that is not the universe has imploded around us and you're reliving the days. You kissed my brother. Runs away. I'm like, okay, that is the wrong thing to be overreacting with, bro.
Yeah. I agree. There's the stakes are higher than that, but like I understand being a bit freaked out by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't expect him to be overjoyed about it, but like, and also the way she explained it, I was just like, I hate anytime I'm reading a book where I'm like, I can fix this, and if I feel that way, then I hate it because I'm like, let me just step in there and be like, honey, this is how you phrase it. If you had said it in these words, none of this would have happened. Like I hate you.
Yeah, if someone like made out with like my friend and said like, oh, I only did it because I actually liked you, and I'm like, my lips were here. Like making out with my friend does not help you like
right.
me.
Like that makes it. Yeah, I mean,
you were full of shit.
I was about it too. Like, I mean, yeah, there's the time loop thing. Like you'd freak out about that also, but like, no, I mean, I kind of get it. Why would you do that unless you secretly, well, especially when it's your brother, I feel like you would feel really, you might also feel insecure about like, well, then maybe you really actually have feelings for my brother. Like, am I just convenient this time around? Like, I can totally.
But he already knew about the mug with their names on it that she did when she was a kid. So like, there is concrete evidence. Yeah. This has been her lifelong crush.
Yeah, but like this is an emotional reaction. This isn't a rational reaction to like stimulus. You're like if he had been an emotional reaction.
If he'd been miffed about it, sure. Packing up and leaving before Christmas is over because betrayal. No, bro.
Yeah, no, I
people just feel things in two different degrees. Like there are people who have lots of big feelings, and that's okay.
Like I would need some space to like process that, but like I feel like he did throw out the baby with the bathwater, kind of, so to speak, where you're just like, I give up everything, and this is like, bruh, you need to have a minute, go out to your little shack that you sleep in, the boathouse. There's no water. How's a boathouse? But yeah, the shack you're sleeping in, and like have a drink and have a cry and figure some shit out and get your shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he went overboard.
I mean, that's fair.
With it, but like, I understand the process for a minute.
Yeah.
Right. So like when he was just like at first like not wanting to like just like get right back to being like, you know, with her, if he'd be like, I just need, you know, like I need a beat. Like I just need to think about this. So like if you could just like go back to the house, like I just need a minute. Instead of like the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a bit over dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
What Beth said, yes. If he had big feelings, he should have done something about it years ago.
Years ago.
It was really hypocritical of him to be like, well, I was here all along. Why didn't you make out with me? You keep saying in this book, I never thought you were an option. And she's like, I never thought you were an option. So I got wasted and like drunkenly kissed your brother one night and thought it was gross. And now you're going to act like it was the ultimate betrayal. Like, bro, get off your high horse. Please.
Yeah, it was also kind of weird because all of a sudden, like, he was like really taken aback at first. Like, oh, like I can understand like your mind frame changing from like this is a lifelong friend to someone who's potentially a romantic partner. You need a minute to process, but like he kind of flipped a switch to like I have all of the boners now, like immediately. I was just like, wow, it was like 0 to 60. There wasn't like a gradual. It was just like, oh, that's weird. Let me think about it. I'm thinking. Boners, like there wasn't like enough build up for me. There were a lot of boners in this book. Like how many times did he get caught making out and he had to hide behind something because he kept wearing sweatpants? Like it was a joke.
I thought it was funny.
I know it's really like just uses like a contrived like plot device having a time loop thing, but like I'm sitting there going like if this happened to me, like I'm not sure I would be thinking about romance. I'd be like, the universe is not what I believed, or I'm insane. Like I would not have like space in my head for romantic feelings because I'd be like, I'm crazy, or this is something like divine and crazy. Maybe it's alien. I don't know, but like I would be thinking only about that and not about. I love him so much, but now I messed it up because like the days are repeating. It's not a drill.
Yeah. But you see, this isn't a sci-fi or a fantasy novel. It's a rom-com.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why, like, I think it works for me better in something like Groundhog Day, because at first when that starts happening to you, that is your thinking. You're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and on the like 1000th time that you're reliving this day, you're no longer like psyched out of your mind about this happening to you because it's old news to you at that point, and now you have space to just be like, okay, well, apparently this is my life now. My day keeps repeating itself. So why might this be happening? Like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing different? What am I supposed to get out of this? So it's believable to me that you'd like finally reach that point where you're no longer freaked out about it and like finally maybe seeing what it is the universe is trying to show you. But it's like your third go round. Like, I'm sorry, I would still be completely freaking out.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. As I said, I don't like a time loop story, so I was like, oh, thank God we're done with that. Now we can just get to the romance. So that was like my feeling about it. I didn't really care. I mean, you're not wrong. It's just
just have it be a fun rom-com without the time loop, and it would have been.
They could have. I mean, it's kind of gimmicky. Like honestly, like it's a marketing gimmick.
They wouldn't have had to take many more pages to do it if they had just fast forwarded to like. And now it has been the 100th time that this has happened, and then throughout in her internal monologue, she can like have this like weird recollections of like the 50th time this happened, the 60th time this happened, and just like we as the audience know that she's done this now like a million times, and we don't have to go through them with her each time, but just to know that this has gone on like a while.
I think it would have been funny where if like she just got really embarrassed or did something stupid, she's like, well, let's go reset. I'm going to walk in traffic. Like, you know?
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, where like that's basically what he does every time he messes up. Emily Blunt like shoots him in the head. Like he has to redo the day. Like I love that movie so much.
Yeah, like there's humor to be had there. So it's either explore the humor or just leave it out.
I never watched that movie because I don't like time loop stories.
You might like it. It's really good. I think. I don't like Tom Cruise, but I like that movie a lot.
It's funny because they make fun of it. It's not trying to be serious about the time loop. Like I was saying, like Leanna, where he's just like, no, damn it! Where she keeps shooting him in the head every time he messes up.
Yeah.
So you know, it's kind of a dark comedy where you're just like, we're laughing about murder.
Another comment from Chris saying that the fact that Andrew did end up reacting to what happened in a previous time loop, then you may as well not have like erased that version of time, because like it's still affecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
make it weirder.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably why they did it that way, is because I feel like there's a lot of people who would have more of an issue with her having made out with the brother.
But she did. She's the one that did it. It's just he that doesn't remember it. But so like it doesn't take it out.
Yeah, but it's like a reset, so like you can sort of like, I don't know, like I think
feel more icky about it.
I don't know.
Especially because now she's like carrying this memory around of having made out with the brother that he doesn't remember, which is almost weirder. Like I know she didn't roofie him, but it's almost like that. It's almost like this non-consensual, like I have kissed you, but you don't remember kissing me. Weird thing that also now his brother knows about, but he doesn't know about, which is also even weirder. Like I know that my fiance in another version of time kissed you, and you don't remember that because timey-wimey things.
Yeah.
Tell the grandkids that story.
I think what we're getting at through this whole live show is that if you take a minute and you actually think about what's going on in this story, it will not make any sense on any level. But if you're just like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to read it and have fun. Like, you'll have a great time. Like, if you take any time thinking, it's going to ruin it for you.
Yeah. It's like if you just be like, oh, this is fun and festive, let's just enjoy it. Like, that is fun. That's why I like it. But
better, I could have like been like, none of this makes any sense, but like I'm having a good time. But I didn't like the characters, so I just sit there going like, this is stupid, it makes no sense, and I hate you.
I didn't dislike the characters. Like, they're not favorites, but I thought the characters were fine, and I love the festive Christmassy stuff. So
I liked the setting. Like, I would say that was the strong suit of the book for me. I liked living vicariously through them in the little cabin.
The characters were fine. You know, they're not favorites, but like they were fine. I've seen worse characters. Like I've seen worse. So these ones were like pretty okay. I mean, I just felt like I don't know. I felt like rushed the writing in here, where there's like, we got to publish this now. So they didn't take time to develop some things. Like I said before, it went 0 to boners like immediately, and I was just like, I wanted more awkward build up to it, trying things out, because they've been friends since they were children. So it's going to be very awkward all of a sudden making out. So I wanted more of that. And it was just like, all of a sudden, no awkwardness, just like all of
Honestly,
it.
okay, so like, I still didn't really like the way the character's written. However, that being said, because I am such a sucker for childhood friends to lovers, I think if you just took out the younger brother altogether and just had it be where they were childhood friends for so long that it would just like be so awkward to think of that person, or like they assumed the other one thought of them as a sibling rather than as a romantic partner and never brought it up because of that, instead of having this weird brother situation. Like if you just took that out altogether and it was just really good childhood friends and now lovers, then I would have been slightly more on board with it.
I honestly, when I started reading it, I thought she was going to end up with Theo. I didn't know Andrew was endgame, because like the kiss happened with Theo, and then the morning after he was a dick, but then later on she kind of like understands why he was a dick. I mean, doesn't excuse him being a dick, but she understands what happened. And then like I thought like her relationship with Andrew, she's gonna keep repeating this time loop trying to get with Andrew and keep getting killed every day and going, what am I doing wrong? Until she realizes, oh, I'm supposed to be with Theo because Andrew isn't like this person I made him into be in my brain. Like,
I would have liked that much better.
That's what I thought it was gonna be. And I'm like, wait, no, she's just gonna get with Andrew?
Well, it also would have made slightly more sense why the time, like I would still be like, okay, why universe, why her? But like it would make more sense that the universe was like, no, you're getting this wrong. I'm gonna keep doing this until you get it.
That would be interesting, like if they had made him see like not a great guy underneath.
Or even if he is like really great, it's just like, okay, just because a guy is great, with the reality of dating that person, maybe you're not that good together. Like he's a wonderful human, but you're also like, okay, now that I've had you, you're very nice, but
yeah.
There's a lot of different ways the story could have gone, like as in a time loop. So I don't know.
Right.
I thought she was going to keep getting killed because he was like, I'm in love with Andrew. Wait, no, it's Theo I should be with. I thought it was that, and it wasn't. And I was like, wait, why is Theo here?
It was Benny that she should have been with.
Why is Theo here? Why is he here? Like,
So I feel like all three of us
trouble.
do somewhat agree that like removing one of the brothers, which doesn't matter which one, would have improved the story. They just both can't be in here.
Yeah, I would have been okay removing one of the brothers also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessary. I think
It's
you
just
could have,
nutty.
I honestly, they could have removed the brother and removed the time loop and it would have been great.
And I probably wouldn't have read it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But you know, like I don't know. I think like being bolder in one direction or another, I think would have only benefited the book. If like you're gonna dig into this rom-com, like dig into it, or if you're gonna have
Yeah.
like the time loop, like dig in. And like I don't think either were digged into enough. Like I wanted more digging. Break out the shovel. Like let's go. Like I needed something deeper. But like
It's funny.
that being said, 3.5 stars. I still had fun with it. I thought it was festive. I thought it was a cute rom-com. I've definitely read worse rom-coms. So like I had fun. It was light and fluffy.
I
It
will
wasn't my
say,
favorite. It was good.
yeah. I will say in terms of tropes, like I also get the appeal of reading a book where somebody gets together with their childhood crush. You know, I mean, because I think there's like an appeal to that as an idea. Like, even though if it maybe in real life, it probably wouldn't work out that well, like as a fantasy in a book, like I can see the appeal of like playing that out. Cause like I'm seeing, cause like I don't know, cause like I'm seeing people be like, I know Beth is saying he was disinterested for so many years and didn't deserve her, which like, yeah, maybe so, but also like, I don't know, like I see the appeal of that as a plot.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of ways this could have gone. It just kind of, I don't know, I thought it was a fluffy rom-com. It was cute.
I had fun with it.
Was it cute?
I gave it 3.5, which means it's better than average, but it's not good. I wouldn't say it's like an A+ book or like a good book. It's like it's better than average, but not.
Well, also, like I was feeling like very stressed at the end because I was thinking, because they talked about how like we don't actually have to like bring our families together to see if they mesh because they're already meshed. And I was like, yeah, and what if this doesn't work out? Because that will be all of your families are super involved in this.
Well,
like
her parents got divorced and they still hang out. Like it kind of worked out.
Yeah, but like this is like apparently everybody knew they were in love with each other. Like they're all there for the engagement. Like it's like a very like families are like it was a lot. So I was just like, I feel like the pressure on the relationship for that reason would just be intense. I was like feeling very stressed. I was like, I would not want other people invested in my relationship beyond just like generally wanting me to be happy.
That's funny. I guess I'm just used to that because my family is that way anyway, or at least like had been. They've gotten a little better because we all like live in different places now. But like, I'm like, yeah, that checks out. It's kind of, even if it's not someone you've known your whole life. So, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we all just kind of had expectations. I liked it. I'll say I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it.
I do wonder.
Also, I think we all agree also that like the time loop thing for like we don't like that it was there because Bethany doesn't want it at all, and me and Amanda are like, have it properly if you're gonna have it. So all of us agree like just at this point just take it out because like it's not really in there.
I mean, I think a lot of it is like it sells, right? Like, and I think that's part of it, right? Is like a lot of what they're doing is writing commercial romances with like a hook that gets people interested.
Then I just feel tricked. Like you put this in here for a hook, not because you wanted to write about it.
I mean, I think they did. I just think I don't know. It's a hard line to walk though, because like you're gonna alienate some people if you like go too hard on the time loop thing. Like you know, it's like that's hard. I get it, kind of like if your goal is to appeal to as wide an audience as possible, which I kind of think that is their goal at this point. Like I kind of think that's their goal with their books is to like appeal to as large a market as possible. And like if you go hard into a time loop, like you know, and I do think too, I may have rated this higher partly because I liked this better than I've liked other books I've read from them. If that makes sense, like I had a much better time with it. What?
I shouldn't read other books by them then.
Oh no.
I mean, you wouldn't like them. No. No, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I enjoyed them okay, but like I had more issues with like the other things I've read. So like I enjoyed this the most of the 3 books that I've read from them so far.
Which 3 books have you read?
The On Honeymooners, I had some issues with that one. And then I read the one that released earlier this year, about like the what's it called?
Is it
About
twice?
the couple. No, it's about like the people
The honey,
who work
the
for
honey don't list or honey do
Honey
list?
Don't List. Yes, the
Yeah.
Honey Don't List. I liked that one all right. I think I gave it like 4 stars. But yeah, this was definitely my favorite of those 3.
Yeah, of their standalones, like I've read them all. Like I like some of them to varying degrees. I think my favorite was Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating because it's most like their older works.
Interesting.
Unhoneymooners was like okay, but like these are stupid problems. Like they could have been fixed.
Yeah, I had some issue. I didn't like the way they handled the like body image issues in that book, and like I don't know, and the ending pissed me off. I had some issues with that one. There were funny things in it and I got why people loved it, but there were some things that
I would not have taken him back. I'm like, no, this guy can go fuck himself.
Nope. Like there needed to be like major change in therapy and groveling. I was like a grovel, like a big there was not enough of that. I was like, no.
You fucked up bad. You need a grovel, sir.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, Leanna, I don't think they would be your favorite.
Don't worry, I was not enticed.
Well, I mean, originally the book of the month for December was going to be a different book, which I also think you would have hated. So, but this one we picked instead because it was at least Christmassy, so that's kind of was a deciding factor.
What's the other one? A Tessa Dare book?
It was One Dance with the Duke by Tessa Dare, which I didn't even like.
Ruh-roh.
I gave it 2 stars, like in my review of it, because it's one of those ones where he just treats her like dirt the whole time, but she just keeps coming back because he's so sexy, and it's like. I said it in my review that like, girl, no dick is that good. Like, I like, no. So that's about how I felt about the book. Girl, no dick is that good.
So far, the only Tessa Dare thing I've read that I didn't like was her holiday novella, the Once Upon a Winter's Eve or Midwinter's Eve.
That one wasn't very good either. I wish it was a full length. I needed more time.
Yeah.
The novella doesn't work.
No, it didn't work. There was like too much messy stuff he did. Like some of the stuff he did was reprehensible, and like getting over it in a night, I was like, nope.
He basically like, well, I'm gonna like leave my bookmark in this one, so when I come back later, I can have it.
No. Yeah, if it had been a full length novel, like the plot was good, but as a novella, I was like,
he basically ruined this girl and fucked off. So he's just like, well, when I come back, like. I saved my place. Like that was kind of the vibe. I'm like, ooh.
No more Christmas romances is my lesson from all of this.
Okay, there are some. Okay, actually, I have one. Leanna, I have one that you would like. I think you would like, Leanna. Hold on.
Is it Entreat Me? Because that's the only thing I'm ever going to read.
No, it's a Christmas one.
Entreat Me is Christmassy.
Okay.
It is. It's so fun. It's Home Alone meets historical romance, and it's super short. It's like 130 pages.
It's read a Home Alone historical romance.
It's so cute and funny and super quick and like.
I'm sorry, is it Home Alone in the way that she's setting booby traps for robbers and then she starts banging one of them? Because
no, it's not that. No, it's Home Alone. It's Home Alone in that like she is left. She's accidentally left alone in their London townhouse, and at first she's like super excited because she's away from all her sisters and gets to be alone. And then she realizes, oh, there's no food, and then I don't know how to cook, and maybe I don't know how to start a fire. Crap. She has to like get to know the guy staying in the house nearby to help her because she doesn't know how to cook anything, and he has food and she doesn't know anything. So it's funny.
Yeah, the one I read, I forget. It was in a mashup novella book, How the Duke Stole Christmas. It was by Sophie Jordan. It's a Home Alone story. Basically, this girl wakes up and she's like, "Oh, well, I guess my family fucking left without me, and now I'm stuck here in this house till March because the roads are frozen." It's very much like that. The family can't even come back to get her, and she's like, "Oh shit." Wow. And then like the next neighbor over, like far off, but he's like this Scottish duke, quote unquote, and he's like grumpy. He's so grumpy, and I love grumpy dukes. But like, I love that
this one is a grumpy Earl. It's great. Grumpy, he's dealing with like a leg injury that he's recovering from, but he has like a small dog, like a small dog that he's walking when she meets him for the first time. It's so funny, and he's like this grumpy Earl. It's great.
Speaking of romances with dukes, I didn't know about this. It just dropped on Netflix. Bridgerton. And my mom and I were binging that yesterday. And my mom also just learned what WAP is. And we were referencing it the entire time we were watching it. I highly recommend that show.
Well,
so basically the dude in it, like, go with me on this. The dude in it, he looks like if Aiden Turner and Theo James had a black son. That's the like romantic lead, and
I could see that. He's really very attractive. Yeah, it's really good. We watched the first 2 episodes last night, and it's great.
3, I think.
Okay, we'll watch more tonight.
I like Julia Quinn though, and I couldn't get into Julia Quinn, but maybe I like the show.
Yeah, try it. It's fun. The author of the books,
Julia Quinn.
I read the first book. I read the first book this month, actually, The Duke and I, and I'm super curious to see what they're going to do with the show because the book is very controversial. Like, there's a scene at the end that's like I loved the book a lot, but like, there's a lot of people where they're like, nope. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with the plot in the show. I think they might go for it. I'm curious to see. Like,
I'm just going to read the book so that I can picture that dude for longer.
Like, is it
he's very attractive?
A dating story, like.
Is it
I've only
what?
seen like the trailer where he's just like, oh, we have to pretend to be madly in love, and it's like the hot guy.
It's basically because like he doesn't want girls to be like throwing themselves at him to want to get married, and she like needs to like entice men to make her look interesting. So like he's like a duke, so that like him being interested in her will make other dudes interested in her. And if she's like he's like taken by her, then the other women will leave him alone. So they just like attend balls together to like get everyone's attention on her.
I mean, that's a plot I like. But like, I haven't liked Julia Quinn's writing.
Oh,
that's really all I'm there for.
I mean, he really is. You should give it a try. Like, it's interesting too because the show is definitely doing things differently than the book. Like, it's following the same basic structure, but like, there's a lot of differences, and which I mean, they're ones that make sense, but like, it's interesting. But like, in the book, the part where they're fake courting or whatever is much shorter. And most of the plot takes place after they get married.
I love the fake courting. It's so funny. They have good chemistry. But like when he first showed up on scene, and you know, because he's like got this swagger, and that's exactly what my mom said. My mom was like, "Well, he's got quite a swagger," and I was like, "If you got it, flaunt it."
And it makes me want to read more of the books in the series too, because some of the side characters I'm really interested in. And so like the first book follows just the 2 of them, but I know some of the side characters they're introducing in the show have their own books in the series. So yeah, it's good.
I'm having a ball. It's so fun.
It's really fun.
I'm looking through comments and see if there's anything fun, but I think a lot of them were just like agreeing and like with what we were saying a lot. So I can pop them up, but like we kind of said the same things for a lot of them. But like I like that people are like discussing with us. That's really cool. Oh, Benny, the Eternal Bachelor. I don't know.
Who's secretly a millionaire?
Who got in on Spotify early, and I was like,
what is he, Forrest Gump? I bought stock in a fruit company.
Like, that was just such a weird relationship because like I don't know why he was like best friends with this little girl. Not that I think it was untoward, but it was just like, that's an odd choice. Like, I thought it was kind of weird.
But Slash also knew that she had a massive crush on Andrew her whole life, and like Mr. Good Advice never pushed her to be like, you know what, why don't you just like tell him?
Yeah.
There's an idea.
Yeah. He's busy.
No, the universe had to make her relive Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like an odd friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Did I like the friendship? Yeah, but it was like weird that he was like their parents.
This is a super duper nitpicky thing to be like
somebody like that, right? Who's like the cool uncle, or like I don't know.
Their friendship would have made more sense if he was like the weird cousin. Because like it was weird that like this little girl is best friends with like a 40-year-old man or something. Like it was it got weirder and weirder because I'm like, how did that friendship work? Like, how did this work? Like if it was like a weird cousin, it made more sense to me. So I would just stop pretending he was a grown-ass man because it was freaking me out.
It was a really nitpicky thing to be annoyed with, but like in the time loop, like I think it's the second time loop, like when she goes outside because she is annoyed with Theo, how he treats her in the morning, and Andrew like twice over has a conversation with her where he's telling her what he knows about her, and he's just like listing expository like character development where he's just like, well, you ate my peas and I ate your carrots, and like we would always like he was just like a list of things that it's just like, because we couldn't deliver this information more organically, we are fast forwarding through a history of childhood friendship by just him listing it all in a conversation on the porch. Like, really? That is bad writing.
You should never read Robin Carr, because all her books start with the first 3 chapters of like, we're going to give you a ton of backstory and dump it, and then we're going to go on with the story. Like every one of her books does that. And like, I'm like, oh, it's good. It's fine. Like, and then they're like nice, cozy small town.
Hard agree with Gabrielle.
We were talking about this earlier. It's like, why are there 2 brothers? Like they don't talk.
Yeah,
like,
they didn't.
They don't act like brothers.
They need one brother. And just settle on the one brother.
They actually brothers who don't have a very good relationship.
It would have been more believable that they felt weird about like stepping on the brother's territory with the girl if there had been more of like a really chummy brotherly interaction where you're like, well, you're my brother, so like, I would never step on your territory.
I read it more like they didn't have a very good relationship, and he felt more like, I don't know what the right word is, but he didn't like that she had liked the brother, felt more like territorial about, I don't know, like not wanting crossover. That was more how I read it, but I don't know. Yeah,
but I wish that was explored in the text where like the brothers had to like work something out, because it wasn't. Like,
it wasn't. No, you're right. Yeah.
If I have to build the story in my head because it's not on the page, like that's kind of an issue.
Even after like, so this like whole like Theo finding out and then Andrew finding out that she made out with Theo, like they still only ever talked to her about it. Like they never really talked to each other about it. I'm like
it would have been a funny scene. She's like, yeah, because you made out with Theo. She's like, she made out with me? Like that would have been so funny.
Then things get really timey-wimey.
Yeah, and then like everyone has to sit down and just have a minute. Like it could have been really funny. And like they didn't play the time loop enough. Why have it? Why have the time loop? Anyway.
I mean,
it's so icky that Theo doesn't know that she remembers making out with him, but Andrew knows and is like, it's okay, I forgive you, even though it was the ultimate betrayal. Why any of that?
Oh, okay, hold on.
I also felt okay. So when we were learning more about her, and she was like, I moved home at 26. I do a lot of spreadsheets. I do a lot of bookkeeping. Lived in Berkeley. I was like, I feel very attacked. Like, this is about me. And I don't like it.
I know Leanna's at your favorite.
Which one is the government one?
I love the government.
Oh, yeah. I liked it fine. It wasn't.
I think most people's least favorite is that one, isn't it?
It's my least favorite. It's my least favorite.
They don't have Bride Bet, and like there's been a lot of issues with Bride Bet, so I don't know what's going on with that.
It got pushed back
again.
Yeah,
it's coming out sometime this year because Tessa Dare said like, oh, if you got that email that said 2024, it's a mistake. It'll be sometime this year, but it's not done yet.
Yeah.
Why would you mean next
year?
You
know what? I mean, her husband is a doctor, I think. Yeah. And like with COVID, it's been like watching her on Twitter, it's been a lot. So like I'm sure it's been a rough year to do writing. So yeah.
Well, Governess Game is my favorite.
Anyway. So we're kind of coming up on the hour mark. Final thoughts at all? I'm like, I
liked it. I mean, I think I love Christmas, which is a lot of what bumped it. It was super festive. Like, I think if it wasn't a Christmas book, it would have been like a 3-star, but because it was so Christmassy, I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, it is what it is, and if you like it, you like it. And like, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I was like, I see the appeal. Like, I had fun with it. Then I gotta read more fluffy rom-coms. And Leanna, this was like your first fluffy rom-com. So I was hoping for murder, so you'd like it, and there wasn't any. So I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. No.
Although you did like
not enough death. No, Beach Read ended up being really lit, Vicky, and serious.
Yeah,
which is why I like.
Anyway, so I think we have like the gamut. Bethany liked it. Well, Hi liked it. I'm like, meh, liked it, and Leanna was like,
full spectrum.
It had its moments. That's what
I think. Which Amanda, I feel like that's why you asked me to do this, is because I liked.
I just knew you had read it, and then like I remember inviting you during your podcast, but I was quite drunk at the end of the podcast, so I didn't remember inviting you until you were like, "Yeah, what are you doing this?" And I'm like, "Oh shit!" Hence, I sent you the link last night, and I felt really bad that I was a drunk mess, and I was like, "Oh no."
That makes so much sense, because I was like, because you kind of in the middle of it were like, oh, sorry, Leanna, maybe I should have asked you first, and I was like, maybe they don't want me. I'll just see. Like,
no, I was a drunk, and I was like, had no recollection, and I was like, oh yeah, I did say something about that. So,
well, if anybody wants to hear a drunken Amanda on a podcast episode, it is a patron exclusive bonus that is live. So
I think if this had happened where like Amanda now forgot because she was drunk and Bethany never said anything, I would have showed up to this, been like, I was there for when she was invited. Where is she?
Yeah. It was a game night. Okay, I was imbibing a bit because I wanted to have a fun game night. I felt like games would be more fun.
It was a fun game night.
It was a fun time. We did really good though.
I feel like we could have had a really crazy, like, universe-bending conversation if like really this had like failed to come together. And I was like, I remember her being invited. Was that a different version of time? Am I reliving a different time?
Yes. I don't remember.
I guess it's a good thing that I'm like assertive and not so scared of rejection. I don't know. I was like,
no.
You want me to do this? Like,
it wasn't a rejection. I just forgot that it happened.
I know.
So at this point in our live show, at the end of it, I usually point out my song for the book, because I always pick a song, which is obviously All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, the classic.
One of my favorite joke that comes around every year is like, what a subtle burn that is. That she says, I don't want a lot of for Christmas. All I want is you. Because you're not a lot.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, that's the song for the book. Obviously, it's a kind of an obvious pick, but it works. And we also introduce the book of the month for January. And Leanna,
you know what another good song for this book would be? Oops, I Did It Again.
There's a lot of fertile ground here.
That's good.
You want to tell the people about January's book, Leanna?
It will be The Black Company by Glenn Cook. I mean, we're not reading all this. I just accidentally got the omnibus.
I got the book.
It's actually not.
So I didn't know it came out in the 80s, apparently.
That's all you need to know. One of the greatest.
I don't know anything about this book. What is it?
Bethany, you want to read it with us?
Maybe.
Someone in one of the comments.
I'm really drunk right now, so I won't remember inviting you. Just kidding.
I don't know though. Aren't I already doing February? I'm gonna like take over your.
Secrets. Bethany's invited February. Sorry, guys. Spoiler.
Bethany, you haven't been on my channel for the live show. That's never happened. So
true.
So, from what I know about this book, is someone commented in one of my comments on a video when I hauled it that it's from the 80s and it's considered one of the first grimdark fantasies. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, makes sense why Leanna picked it.
Interesting.
I don't know much about it. Like the synopsis is very threadbare.
I did technically start reading this like a long time ago, like on the bus, when I was living in Northern California, but like I only got like 2 pages in and I was like, what? No. Stop reading it.
by Glenn Cook.
Yeah. Be careful, there's an omnibus, and then there's the actual book.
Yeah. It's an Audible exclusive.
So like in my omnibus, like this is the length of the. Can you see? Like this is the first book. It's not very long.
Okay.
It is 319 pages in a mass market. So
I have heard that like because he did write another one after these 3, but that it's like noticeably written many years later. Like.
Interesting.
I don't know how far in advance should we be announcing books if we already picked for February?
Go ahead. Tell the good people. I have my copies over there.
Yeah, my
Oh yeah,
over
I have
there.
mine is over on my TBR shelf.
Oh, are we all getting it? I'll just stand here and entertain
Sure,
the
why
people.
not?
I didn't get up, so you guys can
Amanda,
share it.
did you like secretly send this to me so I could be on your live show?
Maybe. I maybe did.
I'm not mad about it. I wanted to read it.
Like I had picked it in December, and then I was like, "Oh, I want to send Bethany a Christmas present." I looked at your like wish list, and I was like, "Nailed it."
I just want everyone to know my rant will be proportionately longer when I hate this.
No, you know what?
You might
No.
like it.
It won
You
the
might like
best
it.
fantasy. It's a fantasy romance. You like fantasy romance, and it won the
I've
best
heard
one of 2020 on Goodreads.
It's more fantasy.
Okay, but you
than
know what
romance.
also was like the Goodreads choice was Addie LaRue and Deadly Education. And those were so
I liked both of them.
I did too.
but I didn't. So I'm saying I very much might rant about this.
You might. I have heard it's more fantasy than romance. That it's more so like
it's a
Sarah J.
grown-up
Maas.
It's an adult,
Yeah.
it's an adult book. But yeah, anyway, sorry guys. Well, you know what? We're in advance. Okay, you got the February and the January picks if you want to join in.
When the tagline is that from Blood and Ash is a sexy is the first word, we're in trouble.
Well, the whole point of her story is that she's not supposed to bang people because she's like, the virgin sacrifice.
Something tells me that means there will be much banging.
There might be.
There might be some.
It's Chekhov's bang.
The people's definition of sexy is very different.
I won't lie. When I've seen this around, I've like been intrigued because I really like the colors, like the aesthetic of the cover, like the red leaves with the blades and stuff. Like this could be the cover of a grimdark fantasy. So like I like the cover design a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have January and February's picks if you guys want to pick them up in advance. Sometimes there's wait lists at libraries, so now you have plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me look at the calendar. The last Saturday of January on Leanna's channel is
I don't even know.
I'm looking at
Oh yeah. When is this? I should look and see if I can actually do it.
It's too late, Bethany. You've signed up. There's no take backs.
I probably can. I'm not that busy.
The last Saturday of January is the 30th.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So the very end of January.
All right.
I mean, the 31st is the last day of January, but
All right. Same time or no?
Yeah, same time, same place. Well, not place, but same time.
All right.
we have the same place for all of us because we'll be in our own houses.
Cool. I am putting it on my calendar.
We'll have to talk
Yay.
Mara into reading it. I don't think Mara would like it though.
Probably not. Dark fantasy.
But Mara's gonna read this with us, right?
But Mara also has
Yeah.
read hasn't she read those books by Abercrombie, the First Law trilogy?
Oh yeah,
She liked
true.
those.
She likes those, and she likes the Poppy War trilogy a lot.
Okay, we'll have to hit up Mara. Mara from Books Like Whoa, if for anybody who's not knowing what we're talking about. Anyway, so yay! Thank you guys.
I feel like if we keep doing all the live shows, you're gonna have to let us do a guest pick.
Yes. Okay, maybe. Okay. We'll work it out. Maybe.
We'll
like
figure
if
it out. It'll be fine.
someone else picks our TBR.
Mm.
Okay. Anyways, thank you guys for coming. It's the Blades Bodice Rippers Book Club. Thank you guys for all in the chat and all of your wonderful comments. Thank you for joining in. And I don't got anything else. I'm just happy you guys showed up. It was fun the day after Christmas. So
Boxing Day.
Boxing Day. Okay.
Bye.
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 Okay, bye everybody. Oh wait, I'm not clicking the right button. Hold on. Bye.